I know something everybody wants is a meaningful and fulfilling life. And I feel like the circumstances of the modern society, modern America anyway, make it quite hard to find that kind of life. We're all fenced into gated communities that have, uh, you know, almost no community. just, just the same house stamped over and over and over again in a little, what used to be a field. And to do anything, you have to jump in a car and drive there. And we're being studied under a microscope. Everything that we do online and everywhere that we go with our phones, we're being tracked. And, they know how many steps you're going to walk before you want to Starbucks. And they know what the maximum price you'll pay for your hamburger is. And they know when you get thirsty. And, it's just sometimes you feel like a rat being milked for money. And that is the role, your role in modern society is to be a consumer, to spend money, to keep the economy healthy. And it can get depressing. I remember when I woke up and found myself working in a cubicle farm back in the late 90s. And just, remembering the dreams and hopes that I'd had as a child of what I was going to do with life, what I was going to become. And I have to say that walking through cubicle farm to find my desk wasn't one of my childhood dreams. And I think a lot of us find ourselves in that situation. And I wanted to share something that I've learned over the last, I don't know, 20 years maybe, um, that it's not what you do in life that makes life fulfilling or satisfying. It's how you do it. And knowing that how is very important. And I have found that knowing that how means to know who you are. And the sages say that question is not as easily answered as people like it to be. Oh, who are you? Well, just duh. Right? It's not a duh answer because you're not identified by your body and you're not identified by your mind. There is something within you that is watching your body and watching your mind because your mind and your body have to tell you how they feel and how they think. You don't know until they tell you. Until the body gives you that sick feeling in the back of the throat, you don't know that you're sick. Until the mind makes you feel sad, you don't know that you're sad. And so there's something beyond body and mind. And just going to the sages who have really looked deeply at this experience of living, they say that our real nature, that what we really are, is love. And what we really are is wisdom or intelligence. And what we really are is existence, being. And so if you manifest any of those three or all of those three in what you do, you're going to have a fulfilling life. So if you are going to work like myself at that time in my life in an accounting office, you're not an accountant. That's not one of the three things that you are. You're incidentally an accountant. What you are primarily is a lover, a sage, a person of wisdom. And so when you go to that office, make it your goal to love the people that you work with. Be the person who knows how everybody is doing. Be the person who brings in the card for the secretary's daughter who's been ill or is graduating from high school or, is having a baby or whatever it might be. Make it your job to care for the people in your office and incidentally be an accountant. Uh, this is how you find your way to a deeper way of being that's not material. It's built on a sense of values, which are your very identity at the core, things you don't even have to think about. And the more you become aware of your inner self, that self where the sages found those three qualities, those three, qualities of being. Uh, just even thinking of them is like a comb for the mind. It takes the tangle of thought away. And you find a certain joy in being. a certain simplicity in life. And you feel love from others because you've been loving. You've given. And so understand, you came into the world with nothing, you leave with nothing. So there's nothing to get here. You came into the world with an infinity of love to give from within. And so be a giver of love, a giver of wisdom, and learn to be. That's quite a trick. In the silence, silence the mind, shut down the senses, and be, purely be, so that you can hear the silence inside. And through that silence, you'll find these three qualities, and you'll know who you are.